Hey, what's going on, fam? So this is another video I kind of didn't want to make, but I feel like I have to make it, especially to be fair, because I know it appears that I've taken Tariq Nasheed's side in a lot of things. So when I notice things that Tariq is doing that that I don't like or that I don't agree with, I know I probably need to speak on it, especially since I've made such an effort to speak on things I don't like about Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. Also, I want to speak on Tariq because I want people to know that we should not have leaders. We need to be true to that and stick to that code of not having leaders. We've all been saying, whether we were coming from the ADOS kind of side of things and we were more so favoring Yvette and Tone, or if we were if we were favoring Tariq, we were pretty much all of us were saying that the code is the leader. It's not Yvette, it's not Tone, it's not Tariq. The code is the leader, but a lot of us aren't really reflecting that because either we don't want to acknowledge when Tariq does something wrong, or we don't want to acknowledge when Yvette and Tone does something wrong. So the reason why I want to uh, talk about this too is because this is also something that I've defended Tariq on in the past, and that's this crowdfunding for the conference. Now I'm not trying to question, oh, where's all the money and all that, because I already talked about why that's wrong with Michi X. But what I want to talk about is because some of the things I used to defend Tariq, they're no longer standing. For example, I defended Tariq and the amount of money that he was raising for the conference by saying that he said that he was going to do it on Kickstarter so that if they didn't reach the goal, everyone would get their money back. And he said that before Michi X came out questioning, the amount of money he was raising, and I was saying that so he didn't start go to Kickstarter first because he was trying to prove that he was not a scammer. He said he went to Kickstarter because it has an all or nothing policy, and he says he either wants to do it big or he doesn't want to do it at all. And that way, if he doesn't reach the goal, everyone will get their money back. Because I was a witness to the fact, like he says, it's true. His followers did ask him to start the conference. I was in the Instagram chat room seeing people say it. I was in the YouTube live chat rooms watching people say, you should start your own, you should start your own, you should start your own. Because I've seen some ADOS trolls get on and say Tariq was lying about the fact that people asked him to do it. No, people really did ask him to do it. People really did ask him to do it. Um, People say, "Oh, Tariq's a habitual liar," which I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to talk about this now. But I have seen Tariq say things that I kind of knew to be untrue, like especially some of the things he used to say about his Mink Slide project. He used to say some things that I knew to be untrue. So I know Tariq is not telling the truth all day, every day, or maybe not representing things correctly all the time. I can't even say he was lying, but maybe he's kind of misrepresenting things, if not lying. But in this case, Tariq did not lie about saying that it was his followers, because they were talking about the Revolt Summit, and when it was clear that nobody from the New Black Media uh, was going to be on the summit, and Tariq was talking about how it's a nothing burger and that this, that, and the other, which again, ironically, certain other people never had the level of outrage about the Revolt Conference that they do about the Foundational Black American Conference, because black people are black people, whether they're in the ADOS movement or not. So I don't see why uh, the the Revolt Conference wasn't a competing conference, but the Foundational Black American Conference was. Um, but anyway, I digress. Uh, that's why Tariq did the campaign. Is because again, I'm a first-hand witness, so no, you can't tell me. Nobody can come to me telling me that I didn't see what I saw. I was a first-hand witness that Tariq started the campaign because his fans asked him to. However, or started the campaign for the conference because his fans asked him to have the conference. However, what I cannot vouch for is some of the things that Tariq said, because Tariq was talking real strong about how he don't do stuff unless he does it big. He don't do stuff unless he does it big. However, and this is the problem that I wanted to talk about, I went to his Indiegogo And I saw, now let me also be clear too, the reason why he got off Kickstarter, because he said he was going to Kickstarter, because Kickstarter exclusively has a all or nothing funding goal. However, Kickstarter canceled his campaign probably because people went and flagged it or whatever, or maybe there's some white supremacists behind Kickstarter and they decided to do the I'm white not say so and canceled it. So they canceled it for whatever reason, which we know we're always under attack. That's why Tone got kicked off the Revolt conference. So we know we're always under attack by white supremacy. So he went to Indiegogo, which is fine. I'm not blaming him for leaving Kickstarter and going to Indiegogo because he had no choice. He had no choice. However, he does have a choice on Indiegogo. So even though Indiegogo does not have an exclusively all or nothing policy, they do have an all or nothing option. So it's not like you go to Indiegogo and their only option is you can have flexible funding. They have either flexible funding where any amount of money you raise, you can walk away with it whether you reach the goal or not. And then they have fixed funding, which is the same thing as Kickstarter's all or nothing policy, where either you raise the entire goal or everybody gets their money back at the end of the campaign. Tariq has switched from fixed funding, which is why he said he gave a particular reason for it, to flexible funding, which is questionable. It is, family. I'm sorry. It is a little questionable. I have to say it. I have to speak on it because it's hard for me to support that, especially when I used the fact that Tariq was using fixed funding as a talking point to defend him. It's hard for me to sit up here and look at the fact that he switched to flexible funding and not question that. Even though I don't question why he switched to Indiegogo, I do question why he switched to flexible funding when he had an option for fixed funding. That is questionable. I don't know the reason why. Maybe some of you guys in the comments can offer me an explanation. Whether you're an ADOS supporter or a Tariq Nasheed supporter. If you can offer me an explanation, whether that's an explanation that kind of further exposes Tariq, or it's an explanation that explains everything and kind of makes everything make more sense. Because right now, it's not a good look. And I would say this to Tariq. I know it's highly unlikely that he will ever listen to any of my videos, but I would say this to Tariq if he ever did come across this video, brother, you need to explain if everything you're doing is on the up and up, because there's so many accusations, and I know a lot of these people are trolls, but because there's so many accusations of you being a hustling scammer, you need to explain why you switched. I'm sure you can explain it in 2 minutes or less. So I'm sure it's not a big. I'm sure you could just mention it as a side note in one of your regular shows. Not like you gotta log on tomorrow night or tonight and make a special broadcast, explaining why you switched. But you do need to give some kind of explanation, Tariq. You do. You do owe it to the people, especially those who have been riding for you and put their credibility on the line defending you, like myself. So, but anyway, that's another video. Like, share, subscribe.